Hi guys, Chris from High Island DIY here today, and I'm going to show you what I do with my chainsaw every time before I take it out to cut wood. I'm going to be milling some wood hopefully today, and I figured I'd take this opportunity to show you guys just a few things I do with my chainsaw every time before I take it out and make sure it's running good and cleaned up. So we'll set you up over here. Alright, first thing I always do is take an air compressor, compressed air, and blow off all the sawdust, grease, sap, anything that might get in your carburetor or clog things up you want to blow off. Alright, so we've got the outside cleaned up pretty well, and I know a lot of you guys might be saying, well, that's a lot to do before every time you use your saw, but I usually don't cut wood right by my shop, so when I go somewhere to cut wood or I'm out in the woods cutting wood, I don't want any problems with my saw, because then I'm going to have to come all the way home just to clean it out, stuff like that. So if you do this before you leave, you have a lot less chance of breaking down, or your saw breaking down or anything like that. So once you get the outside cleaned off, take off your cover for your air filter, and now you're going to want to blow all this out. The reason I blow everything off the outside first is so when I take this off, no extra contaminants get in here, because since it's already pretty full of dust, we're going to blow that out. Just keep blowing it out till you get it all clean. You don't want to take off this air filter till you've got every bit of sawdust out of this area, because otherwise once you take this off, any dust that's still there is going to fall right into your carburetor. So make sure you get this good and clean before you take off your air cleaner. Alright, so once you get it blown clean, you go ahead and take off your air filter. This bar is just a retainer, just pops down, air filter comes right off. Now, I like to throw a rag over the front so nothing gets in there. And then you can take your air cleaner, blow everything out, back blow it out. pretty cleaned out. I'm not a huge fan of these air cleaners on these POULANs. I don't know, it doesn't really look like much. It's just like paper over gaps in this corrugated plastic. I'm not sure if you can buy new ones of these or not. I've never looked, but I'm definitely going to be looking soon. Just to have a spare on hand, it's always a good idea to have a spare. Air filter, spark plug, fuel filter, all the little pieces that could get clogged up or fouled up on your chainsaw. It's always good to have an extra in your bag with all your gear that you bring with you out to the woods. Alright, now that the air cleaner is blown off, we'll just go ahead and put it back on right away so nothing gets inside of our carburetor. Alright. Pull this out a little bit. Put that back on. Now normally I would sharpen my chain every time before I go out, but this is a brand new milling chain I've got for it, so I know it's already sharp, so I don't need to do that. One thing I do also like to do is grease the gear and the tip of the bar with the saw around here. There's a little divot right by the end of the gear here, right there, and that's where you put your grease. You need a chainsaw grease tip. You can use any grease gun, but this is just a little cheap one that you can get at Menards or any place like that. It's just small. You can throw it right in the case with your chainsaw or throw it in the bag with your gear. So you just put the tip in, put the tip of the grease gun in that little divot, give it a couple pumps of grease. There you can see it came out the gear by your chain. So you know that the bearings inside that little gear are packed tight with grease. Flip it over, do the same thing on the other side. Little divot right there. Give it a shot of grease. Alright. Got the grease coming out along the chain, so we know that side's full also. Alright. So that's about it for the things I look over on my chainsaw before I take it out to the woods. Hopefully you guys learned something. Maybe you're even entertained a little bit. But now I'm going to put the small mill I've been working on, put that on the bar, and hopefully mill up some wood. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I just want to show you a few things I do to my saw every time before I use it, just to make sure it's running right. Hopefully you guys learned something. Maybe you're entertained a little bit. Thanks for watching. Please come back for the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.